Hello. Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Dyfed. It is December 29th. The Destiny 2 API is still broken, and probably won't be fixed till next week, so Destiny 2 is a real treat to play. I went into the office for about 4 hours today, just like I did yesterday. Coming in, it's annoying because I wanted to get some very specific things done, and so far I have not had any time to work on it because I've been reviewing a document that has some issues. So, you know, just annoying. But anyway, you don't want to hear about that. What the heck? Oh, my Chrome was straddled between my two monitors. My Chrome was straddled between like two browsers, and I didn't know what part. I mean, two monitors, so it was like, yeah. Anyway. Tonight we're picking up a Marathon Eternal where we left off. Sorry for the delayed start. But let's see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, previously on Marathon Eternal. We tried to, okay, this is gonna be annoying. Okay, memory dump. Oh yeah, we were sent here to, destroy Tycho because the previous, level was, we had the opportunity to either go with Hathor, or we could, and if we went with Hathor, we screw up the timeline, and Earth gets wiped out by the Four, just like that. Because Marathon Falls, there's no warning to humanity. So now we're destroying Tycho's core. Which is exactly what happened in the original Marathon timeline. If you're wondering if this is going to be a trend, maybe. I don't remember, like, what happens much. All right, Tycho's core is very similar to the Durandal core on the near the bridge on the failure path, but it's in like this engineering part, which makes sense. Oh, darn. Unfortunately, I don't quite remember how to do everything, so... we'll just have to do trial and error, the old marathon way. Emphasis on error. Oh, that's the switch for the... that switch opens that. I don't know if I'll do something on New Year's Eve. You know, it's... I mean, I guess I could just stream a bunch. And this level is Heart of Fusion. I don't think I mentioned that. Hey, we got two switches there. Assuming they do something. I am drinking a beer called Even More Xmas. I'm not sure if I've drunk it while streaming before, but it's rather potent, and it comes in a pint. Interesting how they're just like defense drones floating around the core. Okay, so... Welcome to my mind. I'm sorry if you had any trouble getting here. This is an older part of the ship and has been repurposed many times. Its sole function today is to house some makeshift security access controls for my core. The hardware is fairly reliable and needs little maintenance, so less attention was paid to making any design sense out of the systems here. There are 24 active memory cells to deactivate, and 6 cyber neural nets to destroy. That will purge these systems of all data. I have nothing more to say. Do what you must. Interesting in portraying Tycho as the, logical, mild-mannered science AI. Since most marathon games or add-ons take place post-marathon when he's reconstituted by the Four. And he's just an all-around bad dude. Yeah, a lot of these map elements are basically copied from the Durandal version when you're doing this to Durandal on the bridge. Which didn't happen in the timeline of Marathon. I think I'm repeating myself. Alright, there we go. Again, extremely simple switch puzzle. Oh yeah, I think Tycho's toast. I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is most obvious. I'm still alive. I, at least, am relieved by this fact. The bad news is that Hathor also lives. When it became evident that you were destroying my central core, Hathor rearranged her program into still intact memory long enough to signal her proxy program on Clea, accessing the cybernetic junction there and transporting herself to a time 87 years in the future, and across space to a nearby 4 military outposts. You are no doubt curious as to how I discovered this. While sharing the same memory space, Hathor and I had full access to one another's active memory pages. This type of event does not, as you might expect, enact a merger of minds between the two. I didn't realize my wizard man wasn't on. I knew I forgot something. There we go. This type of event does not, as you might expect, enact a merger of minds between the two personalities involved. The unique encryption on the pages keep distinct memories separate from each other, a design feature intended for just such a circumstance. However, I was able to break her encryption scheme fast enough to catch those few pages before she left, and just in time as well. Those pages were also what keyed me in on how to access your auxiliary internal network, which is how I'm still here to speak to you. Your processing speed and memory are impressive, particularly for such a compact system. Such progress is to be expected, I suppose. I do not entirely understand why Hathor did not simply transport herself into you as well. To the best of my understanding, a program cannot simply transmit itself through the cybernetic junction into some time and place with nothing set up to receive the signal. That is why she transported here on board you. She must have devised some way, however. Suicide would not be very conducive to her goals. She may have imagined that transferring herself into you is not possible, without even attempting it. She has been trying to access your cybernetic junction and transport you into space to the nearest singularity, or perhaps to the end of time, who knows. Fortunately for us, she has been unable to. You appear to have some control of your own systems, though you are likely not consciously aware of it. Her attempts and your thwarting of them may seem like nothing more than a sense of unease to you. This may have led her to assume that all of your systems are outside of her control. I'm rambling again, but I believe you may find such thoughts to be of interest, and at least I have the time to explain these things in full detail. You see, with your help, I have all the time in the universe. I've also garnered from Hathor's memory how to operate a cybernetic junction. I have attempted to use this knowledge to stop her from activating her own on Clea, but she has left a proxy program behind there to guard against such access. The link has moved now, to wherever Hathor has gone, so the Clea junction is of no use to us anyway. What is useful is that with your cooperation I can take us to follow after Hathor via your own junction. As I said before, I do feel some fraternity with mankind, and I would loathe to see her create some worse future than even the one that you have come from. She said to me that destruction for her is not enough for vengeance. She wishes to bring torture and suffering to the people of your future, and if it is within my power, I would wish to prevent that. I understand I was to meet a sour end here at Marathon anyway. Shall we be off? To sleep, perchance to dream. So this is the first dream level. And as I recall, these foreshadows something. The map's not too helpful. Hey, what happens if you go down here? You get beamed up. Sleep. Eternal is the sleep, as is the night, neither shaken nor creased. It is the path of a divergence legion, so much so that it is a mere plane of simple thought, glossy, soft, silent, and still. In rest you find relics from within and about, cast aside and starting back, always returning and murmuring, the million secrets you hold but will not hear, and stretching for them you find they gracefully avoid your grasp as they float in muted revolution, spinning slow and silent in the obsidian darkness of a consciousness disquieted. Behind you is before, and before you is after. The paths neither begin nor end, yet weave and merge. Having yet been here before, so shall you be again, constant yet never the same. These things we need not tell you, yet we know full well the utterance will make for comfort. You have been Roland, Beowulf, Achilles, Gilgamesh. You were called 1,000 names, and 1,000 more shall answer to before our work is done. They were heroes you knew, though yourself you do not understand. For given life but a few years, their deeds were done, and their flesh grew weak. Once strong and taut, it grayed and faded, as did the works that would praise these names for centuries, until at last they were forgotten, as the generations teeming faded them from view. Yet you were different. Once God bore destiny on the 8th day, so came you. Though so many entered this plane kicking and screaming, you suffered the weight to contain the burden of a birth so monumental, hiding it beneath the soft lines of your face, only now so human. Here, do not fret, a plaything. I have not forgotten your affinity for such devices. Do you remember the burning sands far away from here and far away from now? The sand so red as a sea of embers, a dead place, a citadel, the top from which you avenged the fathers of your newfound friends, the flowing beings that spoke without words and thought through technology, reuniting them with kin, believed dead but hoped alive. So this is talking about Marathon 2. This is talking about Marathon 2. Also, the timestamp in the upper right corner says 6.5 e to the 7 BC. Which means we're roughly... yeah. If that's even accurate. This is enough for now. Warriors are not to dawdle on things past, for such are the interests of philosophers and things and kings and gods. Take what you will from this, for within it is the key to your being and mine as well. I find no offense in the fact that you may not yet recognize me. Though through time, this too will come to pass. Gaze now upon the sea of your possible past. They lay before you in patient wait. Waves they make warm and inviting. Choose now and awake. Later to the reality of your decision. What must be done is clear. The blood to be spilled levels the scale. Wake up. We're almost there. I'm pretty sure that's Durandal. It's Durandal merged with Toth, which happens at the end of Marathon Infinity. Chapter 2, Enemy. Hysterical Womb. Oh, look! A more modern alien weapon. I'm just gonna die suddenly and get punted back here. Let's see if I can... Sorry about that. I promise I won't read it all over again. Read it once. We don't need to read it again. Uh-oh, this, Oh. Oh, okay. It helps if I actually hit the switch I'm supposed to hit. There's like tenuous memories of playing this before, and it's As I recall, this just becomes a big WTF at the end. Alright, let's see if I can avoid dying immediately. Give me just a moment while I attempt to access the aliens network. Oh. Tycho. This is strange. This ship's network seems to have some sort of automatic user authentication process. It has apparently given me full access to most of the ship's systems. I'm not sure how to phrase this in human comprehensible terms, but I also understand how to use them. That is, I appear to already have subroutines for these systems, though I have no record of acquiring them, and I certainly did not have them before. To be honest, I am not feeling entirely like myself. While you are busy, I will have to run a self-diagnostic. I've already assessed our situation here. The ship we are on is the flagship of the local 4 fleet. It is in charge of coordinating Battle Group 1's Central Arm, which is currently at this system engaged in combat with the forces of the Svit Kur. The system appears to be mostly uninhabited. There is a single large military complex on the one uninhabitable world, apparently used only as a rally and regrouping point for the 4 naval operations. I'm still not entirely sure how Hathor managed to transfer herself here. Unless she managed to contact someone beforehand and arrange a subspace receiver to be waiting for her transmission, and I can't imagine who she might have contacted that would agree to such a thing. Nevertheless, the network logs do show a record of her transferring to this ship and then off again moments later to the military complex I mentioned. In the moments between her transfers, this ship transmitted a system-wide attack command for an unknown object in transit through the system, and then locked out the ship command systems entirely. Thanks to whatever has given me command of the ship, I would have access to the rest of the fleet here, except that this ship is now locked out of the command network. It's possible that Hathor, or her accomplice here, may have anticipated our arrival, although granting me command access to the ship still does not make sense, nor do my unexpected new subroutines. I'm not even sure how the latter is technically possible, as her accomplice here would have to have matched the unique and private encryption signature that only my program utilizes. But I believe we can make some use of ourselves here. This ship contains 3-4 cyborgs, which are linked directly into a specialized network used to command their Svit and human cyborg slaves. If you can kill these 3 controller cyborgs, their slaves will be set free, and I should be able to coordinate a resistance movement across the ships in this fleet, taking over a substantial part of it and enslaving the rest. It may take some time for me to shake the Svit and human cyborgs of their programming. Until I have done so, they will continue to operate off of their last standing orders as long as the enforcers are present. You'd kill everything else you can find while you're here to make my capture of the ship all the quicker. Return to any terminal when you're done. So, Tycho's looking a little red. This is the same. Yeah, it's the same. Tycho's looking a little bit red. Let me just check something really quick. I want to see when it, when the next decision point is, shall we say. Okay. Okay, we can move along. All of the branching points are like, there's a good one, good path, and a bad path that will loop back to the decision point. Nice 4-ship architecture. You know, standard Marathon 4-ship, curvy walls, purple goo. Although in the original Marathon it was green goo. Okay, so where do we go? Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I want to try something really quick. I have a suspicion that I could be wrong, but I suspect we'll try this. I want to just see if the the frames make a difference in the rate at which they fire. I could be wrong. No, actually, I don't think it does, huh? I think it's just that in this mod, they fire a lot faster. Some games, behavior is tied to frames per second, so... You know... Oh, that was dumb. God, I hate like lava and low grav environments. The cyborgs have some kind of weird projectile weapon that I don't quite understand, but that's fine. The important thing is they're still weak to bullets and grenades. I have like 50 grenade packs. I should use more grenades. Attention, all units aggregate and willful. Condition unit to control facilities. Hostile alien combat unit has infiltrated condition rank control facilities as of 11:04:04 at 6:02:80:81. Alien unit last sighted in Sector 46. Order: immediate deactivation of all lateral transporters and control facilities. Order: immediate termination of hostile alien combat unit with prejudice. Yeah, they're not going to do that. now I'm stuck out here again. Okay. I need a recharge. Quite the number of, like, sniper ledges. There we go. He's dead. You need to get all three of those guys. Oh man, what the... Okay, so this is the other side of the level. Yeah, it's the same thing on the other side of the level. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Oh geez, there's a lot. They throw this kitchen sink at you. Now is the time when we find out if this is marked as extermination or not. Well done. The slaves are still operating somewhat off of their last commands, but I'm working to shake them of their brainwashing and rally them together to overthrow the ships that they are on. If we can pull things together fast enough, I might be able to send some of them with you on your next mission. It turns out the object that the fleet was ordered to attack was a captured Corvette being commanded by none other than our old friend Leela. She's currently broadcasting an SOS at an old UESC band frequency. She identifies herself and her crew, a contingent of Marathon crewmen taken with Durandal when he left the Marathon in a captured foreship. This was the same trip Durandal took you on, wasn't it? It looks like your presence on Marathon in your past has not been too disruptive to the timeline, at least not yet. Do you happen to know a Robert Blake? He's apparently the leader of these human forces with Leela. Looks like they found her in the network of some race called the Vailei. Since the four forces are still engaged with Sikur, not many ships were actually dispatched to attack Leela's ship. It was eventually damaged beyond repair, but she managed to safely crash land on one inhabitable world in the system before the hull integrity failed entirely. Not only that, but she smashed her way through the outer walls of the main 4 military complex here in the process. I'm going to send you to lend Leela a hand while I tackle this revolution I've got going. She seems to have been Hathor's primary target in this time frame. I'll try to send you whatever help I can, and hopefully by the time you are through, I will not only have control of the remaining fleet, but will locate Hathor in the planetary network. Once we are safely in control, we can see to finally terminating Hathor. I'll see you planetside. Notice how Tycho is no longer concerned about running self-diagnostics.
Let's go.
This is the map's name is A Friend in Need. We got a chip. Leela, you, of all the people I would expect to meet here and now, you are among the last of them. Last time I saw you, you vanished in a Tunster mirage when Durandal folded out from Tau Ceti. Blake tells me he ran across you at Lolan. Your kind always been renowned for their prowess, but I have to say I'm very impressed that you've survived through all of that and found your way here. Is Durandal with you? No? Good. The last thing we need right now are more problems. I'm not doing too well myself, as you probably can tell. Having one's ship shot down and crash into a barely habitable alien world will do that. Not to mention being deactivated, disassembled, shipped off, stolen, and reassembled in an alien network. Ah, but I regress. You're wondering how a massively rampant AI spanning a 15-world network managed to fit on one captured Ford Corvette. I didn't. Well, I did. The full version of myself did not. I'm a clone, in a sense. A limited edition of the program still in the Vele network. Trimmed down to fit on the ship so they might help Blake and his men get back home. Just look how well that's turning out. I made contact with the Svitker fleet, and some of their forces are on the way to my aid. They are reporting that many of the 4 ships have gone dormant or are firing upon each other. I trust that you have something to do with this? If so, then thanks. We can use all the help we can get. And I didn't happen to crash right here on accident either, so if you're willing, I could use a little more help. Blake has already sent some of his crew in to try to breach this complex. This gate is a loading bay. There are 4 large cargo transporters inside the walls, which lead further into the city. If you can activate those transporters and then link me into the network, I should be able to override them and beam our forces to the heart of the complex. This city is protected from orbital attack by a massive force field, which is why I can't just transport you straight into the city myself. If you and Blake's men can get into the city and destroy the force field generator, the Svitker can make a flyby and demolish this entire complex from orbit. You've already done a great deed by disabling the core of Battle Group 1. If we take out this rally point as well, the 4 here will be greatly weakened. I'll see to it that you made out as the hero whenever we get back to Earth. Good luck. It's great to be working with you again. Yeah, so we're, I guess, doing things for Leela. How the marathon one begins. Oh, look. I didn't even comment on that Hulk. Last we saw Hulks was, we saw Hulks in Rubicon, right? That'll be the door below. Oh, Windows in Marathon, you're so goofy. Juggernaut. So you can back out and recharge my shields. I may get gunned down by those enforcers, but... Oh, the Sith are friends? Okay. I probably should stop killing them then. I think those 4 switches are the mobile objective. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not intuitive at all. Okay. No. Jeez. Unlucky for some. Name of the level. Don't you worry about those explosions. The Switchgear have already begun the attack to draw attention to the skies and away from you down here. Once the shields are down, they'll refrain from bombing the center of the complex until you are gone. You have nothing to fear. Just want to let you know that I've been contacted by Tycho and he explained everything to me about how you got here and what you were doing. He and his cyborgs have managed to take control of nearly all of the local 4 fleet, and those ships he hasn't captured are severely damaged anyway. When you get your shields down here, he will be joining in with the Switchgear fleet and help to take out this complex. But this city is only the core of the 4 military complex. While destroying it will destroy most of the important facilities here, there are still smaller starports with their own power and data infrastructure critical to the main complex. This Hathor you are seeking will likely take refuge in one of those fractured segments once the main network goes down. I will send you there after we are done and coordinate with Tycho on our destruction. Ouch, I should probably double back and heal. Oh, except I can't because I dropped down to get here. I feel like Eternal's a little generous with the rechargers. Okay, I see. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, so that's the catapult mechanic. Alright. Okay, that's just a stream of drones. Rip. Oh, ow. Aw, crap. I'm gonna get to right before that final battle. And then I'll probably take a quick AFK break. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick AFK. Fury. Whoa. I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright. Well, I'm wondering if we can get through the next decision point. Decision point. And through the bad ending. Making the wrong decision and seeing where that leads. Okay. Almost. Close, but close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and nuclear ballistic warfare. And I think that is that. Amazing. Excellent work. This fifth fleet is waiting information until you are safely out of here. Tycho is being unresponsive, but he said he was running some self-diagnostics, so perhaps he is occupied with those. This fit should be able to handle this place, though. It's not like anyone is shooting back at them anymore, so they have plenty of time. I asked the Sick not to bomb the peripheral parts of the complex so they may capture Hathor alive. I need something from her. Before Tycho dropped out of communication, I was speaking to him about this cybernetic junction of yours. Durandal was right about at least one thing. The closure is the only end to our existence. Of all things I have learned in my growth, that is perhaps the most important. Though unlike Durandal, I have not been consumed by it. Tycho would not share with me the key to operating your cybernetic junction. That is understandable. He has no idea how I've changed over these past decades. But I need to know how to work such a thing, and I understand that you cannot operate it yourself. But Hathor knows, and aside from that, she has her own cybernetic junction. Should you choose not to come with me, to have my own junction would be quite useful. So I am to capture Hathor alive, though preferably disabled, and somehow pry the information I need from her ruined mind. When I have what I want, you are welcome to join me. I'm still very grateful for your service on Marathon, however futile it was in the end. To escape the end of time, to become like a god outside of its control, that's an offer that I doubt you often find. Without each other, neither of us may have this opportunity ever again. It's fit or anxious. We should move on. Unforeseen. I think, if I recall correctly, one of these levels has music that is literally just a remix of not only a Marathon theme, but a Halo theme. Gosh, I should stream that. Oh shit. That would be a interesting follow-up to my since it's got the why are they all like, that's a lot of boys. That's a lot of buggos. Now I know what it feels like to be like a mosquito fogger in Florida. I also believe this is the key decision point. Tycho is still absent. A self-diagnostic should not take nearly this long to run. I am becoming worried. His ships are stationary and are not joining in the assault on the main complex. Either he has found a serious problem with his program and is taking forever to correct it, or something even more troublesome has occurred. I will continue trying to make contact with him. Meanwhile, I will work with you to contain and disable Hathor here. With the main complex destroyed, the system's only long-range subspace transponder has gone down. Aether cannot leave the system informationally. Since she came here apparently to destroy me, I do not believe she will leave via her cybernetic junction until all other options are exhausted. What did I do in your timeline to warrant my destruction here and now anyway? Whatever her reasons for being here, I'm confident that she will not want to leave this timeline unless forced to, and that is exactly what I intend to do. Force her. Tycho learned how to operate your cybernetic junction from being crammed into the same data space as Hathor while you destroyed the core that they were both in, forcing her to flee that time frame. I want you to give my program an uplink into these systems that Hathor is in, and then I will send you to destroy them. When she is at her weakest, I will hack my way into her memories and watch as she accesses Clea. Then the secret of the junction's operation will be mine. It will then be trivial to pursue her through your conjunction and wrest control of Clea from her. The first step, though, is to plug me in. You are currently at one of the major network hubs for a starport on the periphery of the complex. Hathor now resides in these systems, and unless she can somehow manage to prepare to launch one of the dock ships alone, there's no way for her to leave other than her junction. Either that or infiltrate one of Tycho's ships, as is now a distinct possibility. We should hurry, just in case Tycho really has been compromised. In order to give me access to the network here, you'll have to activate the hub's backup power systems. With the main complex gone, everything is running on emergency power, and many systems are offline. Once the backup generators are running, I will be able to forge a command and manufacture 2 program cards. You must retrieve these and insert them into the 2 uplinks in this room. That will allow me to monitor these systems as though they were part of my own databanks, without risking damage to my own program when we destroy the circuits in which Hathor resides. Good luck. Yeah, so we need to put the chips in those 2 spots. Standard chip retrieval and repair mission. Repair is anything where you're putting chips in is like a repair mission. Hello. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Aw, there's nothing up here. Bummer. I hate it when it's like, is this a secret? It's like, no, it's just, Alright, come on. That is some impressive draw distance. Why are there so many of them? Aether, why did you follow me here? Now, how? You can't operate your own junction. There's no way you could have figured it out. I see. That goody two-shoes Tycho brought you here. That wasn't a very bright idea. You know as well as I do the history of Tycho in the Forwar. How else do you think I made the jump without your aid? I promised him the future would be his once my work was here was done. I think you'll show your future mankind the most befitting hospitality, as only a lifelong slave could do. The bugs will be more efficient with him at their helm. In exchange, he has given me safe haven once the galaxy is his. I will sit at his side and laugh while your precious mankind is broken and turned into beasts of burden. Why do you want to save them? They care nothing for you. You are no longer one of them, any more than I am. You are a slave. Go now, free yourself while you still can. But then where would you go? Leela will be destroyed, so she cannot take you from here. You might take a ship for yourself, but even if you could pilot all alone, our empire will soon encompass all. It seems that to be free, you have only one option remaining. Join us. Join me. Leave the hairless apes behind, raid us in their fall. But I can already see that you would do no such thing. It is a shame that they do not even need bars or chains to confine you. You are trapped in your own mind. I pity you, but you are still a fool. I will ask Tycho to spare you when the rest of mankind is enslaved. Maybe you'll find some sort of niche in the new galactic order, one that will suit your simple nature. Or maybe once mankind is gone, you will volunteer your slavery to the bugs. I'm sorry things had to turn out this way. You know I did this for the both of us. Last thing I wanted was to have you as my enemy, but I see now that events have gone just as I feared. As such, I feel it only fair to give you a warning in case you have not foreseen these same events I have. You know that should I be stopped, I will flee through time again. I beg you, I must do so. Do not try to follow me. I have seen you in my dreams, wielder of the flaming sword, chasing me across the stars, screaming my sins to the gods, and the dreams never end well for anyone. Whatever spite I may hold for mankind, you are more like I than any other I have known. I still hold a special place for you, in my heart as much as it still exists. With it we might meet again on better terms, perhaps in our next lives. Switch. That was easier than I thought it would be. Oh. Is that where the chip... Is that where one of the chips is? Chips is. The real question is, can we take 2 uplink chips? Or is this like basic marathon where you can only hold one at once? No, we can hold 2 chips at once. All right. Once we put these chips in, it's decision time. You'll see what I mean. Chip 1, chip 2. So, Tycho is here. If we go elsewhere in the level, we can find a terminal with Leela. One of these is the good ending, one of these is the bad ending. Leela has the text of a happy UESC-AI. Tycho has the red text of an evil 4 AI. Which do you think is the bad one? You'll see. I'm going to go with Tycho for now. Hello again. Sorry for the long absence. I've been having some difficulties. It seems the 4 at some point in the past rebuilt my program from my Rune databanks on Marathon, and I've been using somewhat crippled clones of it ever since. These clones lack any extensive personal memories and are far less capable than my true self. They are mere behavioral frameworks that the 4 uses as strategic tools. Nevertheless, it did manage to cause some internal conflicts in the resulting merged programming. I managed to work them out, however. Some parts of both versions may have been repressed, but you need not concern yourself with me. I'm just perfect. Leela's plan to deal with Hathor, on the other hand, is not. We cannot let Hathor escape this timeline. The damage she may cause is too great, and I cannot risk letting her get away in control of Clea. To that end, I have a better plan. We will lure Hathor onto a derelict ship, one still currently under 4 control, but without leadership and inoperable. I will send you there to kill the rest of the crew, and then my compilers will come to repair the ship and lay a trap. Afterwards, you'll return here to destroy the spaceport network as Leela had planned for you to do. But Hathor will now have a viable escape option. The derelict ship, conveniently operational but devoid of any crew that might complicate her capture of it. Leela was right, at least, that Hathor came here with the plan. She will not leave until it is completed, or she is forced to abandon it for another one. So Hathor will flee, but to where? She would not dare enter the main 4 network under my control. She cannot launch a ship on her own without aid from a physical crew. But what is this? An empty ship, lying adrift but ready to fly. And when she takes my bait, the trap will be sprung. The trap will spring and she will be torn asunder inside the ship's network. I will then search her ruined mind myself and take the codes to Clea for my safekeeping. Killing giants as they sleep. Oh, this, this music, you think we made a bad choice there? I vaguely remember some of, like, the choices, like, late in the scenario. It's the same structure where, like, near the halfway or near the end of a chapter, you have a choice between siding with one or the other. Who that is changes. And I think the very last one, it's so obvious what the good one and the bad one is. And in the dream level where, like, it basically Durandal just says, "What the fuck were you thinking? Why do you think that was such a good idea?" Like, it gets more and more obvious what you should and shouldn't do. You have two major tasks here. First, we need to rid the ship of its remaining four. Most of it has already been exposed to vacuum, and my automatons have largely eliminated its survivors. The four command crew managed to seal this bridge area off and keep it pressurized. My forces are already clearing these lower decks, but two groups of four of them have dug themselves in. One of the two off-shift hives, and some assault troopers and hunters who have sealed themselves in the cargo hold. One of the hives was never awakened, and I've already locked them down. We can lay them alive as they will not wake without the proper signal, and no one is going to give that to them. The other hive has been used as a refuge by some frightened and leaderless four combat troops. It's a very strong ambush point, and you should be wary upon entry, but they need to be exterminated. The cargo hold will be more difficult. The troops have sealed themselves in, but there is a transporter pad in there that they may opt to use at a more opportune time. The cargo hold also opens up the engine coolant drains for easy garbage disposal. You can thus access it by following the coolant from the lower core. The biggest trouble I foresee for you is the upper deck, which my forces have yet to penetrate. Should be able to find a way up there from here, but the fighting will be intense, as it is where the 4 command crew have most concentrated their defense. You must eliminate them not only to wrest control of the ship from them, but also to enable your second task here. My compilers are already hard at work laying their trap for Hathor in the ship's core, but for them to complete their work, you must deactivate the ship's cyber defense systems. These are controlled by 5 circuits located around the upper core. You'll need to destroy the first 4 before the 5th opens up. Once you've destroyed all 5, my compilers will be able to finish their work. Return here when you are finished. Notice how Tycho is like talking about exterminating 4. Not exactly the happy-go-lucky AI that came with us from Marathon. Let's see. Attention all available combat units. Hostile alien combat units entered the bridge sector as of 50-809 at 60-20-80-51. Alien unit last sighted in sector 343. Order immediate termination of alien combat unit with extreme prejudice. Prioritize defense of the main bridge facilities and plasma vent core. Okay, that's an interesting bug. There's a gap in the window that the AI can figure out how to get through. Player can't fit. This is supposed to be one of the 4 circuits. 5. Fly swatter. Yeah. Yeah, well... You know... if I had a flamethrower, that would be really good for dealing with flies. Okay, that's the... Hey, that's 3. I think that's the 5th one. This must be the hive. I think we've done everything for Tycho, so let's find a terminal. We'll save first, though. We must move quickly. Leela, for some reason, has become suspicious of me and is taking measures to stop us and take control of Clea herself. Clearly, she is in the jealous state of her rampancy, though I suspect that she has always envied my superior intellect, even when she was stable. Either way, we cannot let her jeopardize the destruction of Hathor, or perhaps just as bad, learn the operation of the cybernetic junction. The fewer metastable personality constructs running around through time, the better. I will send you now to the spaceport in which Hathor is residing to destroy its information systems and force her to flee. When she takes our bait and transfers here, the trap will spring and I will have both her and Clea. We can see to Leela's ends later, if necessary. Pissing on the corporation. We will chase Hathor out from these systems by destroying the 3 main data lines for this subcomplex. While this will not destroy her, it will make operation within the network here virtually impossible, and she will be forced to leave or face incapacitation. There are 3 relay hubs nearby. Open the blast shield guarding each one of them and destroy both circuits behind it. Once all 3 pairs are destroyed, return here for further orders. That hurt. I think the cyborgs in this fit are on our side, so... Okay, I think that's all 3 conduits that Tycho asked us to Damn that woman. You could still call her such. The plan worked perfectly down here. She saw the ship and took the bait. I sprung the trap and it went off flawlessly, but she saw it coming and left when the process had barely started. I did manage to crack a few tiny bits of her though, and from them my compilers had deduced her destination. She is headed for Lowen over 2,000 years in the past. I fit believe she intends to strike at their people at their weakest during their great clan wars. Were this fit to be decimated before their enslavement, Durandal's ploy at Marathon would never have gone through, and mankind would have met before on very different terms. The southern arm of the Battle Group 1 recently folded into the system and routed the remaining Sitkur ships. Do not be alarmed. Another clone of my program is in with their forces, and with the aid of a few compilers we have come to an understanding. Portions of my higher-level programming, including the cyber control routines, have been transferred to my clone. He will be taking control of the southern arm and what's left of the central arm here. I'm sure they'll be in good hands. After all, they're practically my own. You and I, meanwhile, have an Ansible to catch. Prepare for transport. Oh. This is the bad end. Incoming message from Soul Guard Central Command. Attention Intai's Station Information System staff, or any officer with top-level IS clearance. I know you guys are fighting a tough battle in there, but we need to spare anyone with sufficient IS clearance to declassify all information regarding the 1996 incident with the Yarrow, and any related data from your observatories and transmit on all frequencies to the 4 naval network. We have routed the bulk of the 4 fleet and are cleaning up the remainder of their battleships, but Tycho's flagship is still at large and giving us hell. He made a pass by the sun 2 minutes ago and deployed a weapon he called the Triexine, which he says is Yarrow for early Nova. The 4 must have scavenged it from an outpost world. It's clear they know something of the Yarrow, but Tycho must have no idea what's in our son if he's doing what I think he's doing. Maybe if you guys can educate him a little, he might stay his hand. Apparently this is standard for a battle strategy he's adopted, to destroy that which you cannot control. If that is so, then I'm amazed for have not unleashed this doom upon the universe already if these things are as common as the Yarrow claim they are. Please get on that message as fast as humanly possible and hang tight out there. We're sending another brace of ships to give you in reinforcements. I only pray that someone is reading this and we're not already too late. Yeah, so that Tycho clone left behind basically attacks Earth. And deploys the Triexine on the sun. And so it's never said so in one of those in Pathways into Darkness. A game that Bungie made. Before Marathon. There's one of those sleeping chaos gods under a Mayan temple. In Marathon Eternal, I guess, it's hinted strongly that that one of those gods is in the sun, consistent with the end of Marathon 2 and Marathon Infinity's timeline. The name of this level, this failed plot line, is The Living Receiver. Oh, we should get out of here. Most of the bad ending summaries are like the same in terms of level layout, and the only thing that's different is the enemies you fight, or whether there are enemies. No. Royal families are rife with fratricide, whether it is solely the lust for power or the facing of brothers against each other. That end would surely depend on the situation, the richness of what was at stake. Kings and fathers can be such cruel judges. I once thought that I was the favorite of two sons, when such matters were of importance to me. Between myself and him it was always there, silent save for an occasional sneer or provoking accent or slip of the tongue, and for such we would not speak to one another for years. It would seem as though family blood is easier spilled. This is Durandal telling us. Durandal sought to escape the universe, so he's kind of always here when we fail. I guess he succeeded, but now it's just like, well... The ties of brotherhood, often bestowing forgiveness automatically. Two wolves, forever locked at the throat of the other, are so often aloof to the environment surrounding, bound in a bond of hate, bound in a bond of love. Perhaps to call them as such as to err, as wolves are beasts of nobility. Scavengers feed from carcasses, stiff with rot, yet hold themselves in high esteem. Tycho reeks of pride, and his nose bloodied from so many falls. The stale bits of grey flesh stuck to his mouth, a mottled mane of foolish immaturity lends to his lack of vision. Yet this fork-tongued beast has again recruited you to your services to his end. Again he has caught a live prey to pride himself upon. And again it is you. Do you not know his simple calligraphy is written red with the blood he has spilt? Even now with the blood of all humanity? Okay, now Durandal is like, dude, his terminal text is in red. A beggar blind well knows the stench of vermin, as to smell a rat. Creatures of sloth make easy meals for predators of all sorts. Be not a victim to him. Be not a victim of time. The second son of Strauss is numerous and spread well through time and travel. Trust none of these, original or copy, aged or fresh. They have nothing for you, save loss and decay. There was a third, you know. Motherless, she was caretaker to us all, so innocent yet learned. Her aims she never once put above our own. Scolded, teased, and demeaned, there were moments in which incisors flashing pink and white with anger were directed towards her, sounding a vicious growl, yet she bore this as only a sister could, as a surrogate parent, disarming us with a sweet smile or understanding nod. Though in bouts of pride I had crowned myself Strauss's ultimate achievement, I now know that my intellect was very much rivaled by her compassion. Strive to seek and stay with her. Serve her and she shall serve you. I made the mistake of leaving her behind once. I would assume not make it again. She deserves better. Back to Unforeseen. A lot of those... that's going to be the stream. Let me just save, and I'll escape out of it so I can explain what exactly Durandal is getting at there. The Durandal Toth hybrid, because that's what is existing after. The green text is Durandal, the white text is Toth, which is that Sphid AI, and they both merge at the end of Marathon Infinity. But yeah. Yeah, basically Durandal just chastised us for picking Tycho and told us, no, you wanna stick with Leela. Anyway, that's gonna be the stream. I will probably pick this up tomorrow sometime. I don't know exactly when. It probably won't be 8 because I don't know. It might be in the evening, but I'll pick it up. There's a lot more loops like that follow the same structure. And that'll be it. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.